before anybody starts clutching your pearls, remember, I'm Special Forces. I'm an assassin. What does Special Forces do? We take your weapons, whatever that may be. When you come at us with a weapon, we take that weapon and we shove it up your ass, and we go after you with it. What are Epstein's partners, Mossad partners in crime doing? They're dividing and conquering. They're providing incentives to alcoholics and addicts and adult children of alcoholics that are still trauma bonded. They're giving them incentive. They're dividing and conquering. Michaela's dead. She wasn't an alcoholic or an addict. She was a mother and a medicine woman who's murdered. Because motherfuckers are playing games with our lives. Alfonso's dead. He has 2 twin daughters that are now fatherless. He was a Navy brat. His father was a Navy veteran. Ben's dead. That's kind of karma on Ben's part because he killed Brandy for Epstein's partners in crime. Point is, why should all us poor people, Alonon, AA, whoever, why should all of us, AA or Alonon or whatever members, why should all us poor people just sit back and let them incentivize dividing and conquering us, and all of us live in terror not knowing who's going to kill who next? Fuck that. Let them lose sleep at night wondering who's going to fucking kill them. Who's going to have incentive to kill them. Yeah, my parents are the only ones that'll benefit from me reading obituaries. But that still incentivizes Epstein's military elite, the Goldwaters and Weinbergers, to go kill them before they can run and get witness protection. And of course, they're not going to go down the list. That'll be a little too obvious. So they're going to kill Toby. They're going to kill Jessa. They're going to kill whoever that asshole is from Dr. Lincoln's office, the guy, the bald-headed short dude that I thought was the one that was firing shots at me. No, they're going to kill a bunch of others who aren't on the list. So when they do go after the ones that are on the list, it just looks like they're just a bunch of addicts and alcoholics dying of overdoses. Because that's what they are. They're all alcoholics and addicts. So when they die of an overdose, and they're alcoholics and addicts who helped Ranger Preston and Paul Dragon unleash bioweapons in the local wildlife in raccoons that are trapped and released in a preschool. In the park's preschool. These motherfuckers unleashed a bioweapon in their own community. Why should the community of innocent victims be the only ones terrorized, worrying about who's going to be incentivized to kill them? No, let the perps worry about who's going to kill them or snitch them out to not get killed. Feel sorry for terrorists who unleash bioweapons in their own community, who kill their own partners and wives for Mossad and Epstein's partners in crime. These motherfuckers watch my social media. They know they're working for Epstein and Maxwell. And their lawyers and all their rapists and child murdering and molesting partners in crime. I don't have to play by any rules. Nobody's playing by any rules. Under Brady, you're mandated to get me victim services, not only for my safety, but it's also a matter of their being able to cross-examine their accuser. You don't get to leave me out here to die, and then a whole bunch of them don't get to cross-examine their accuser, because I'm accusing a lot of people. Sweeney, the Cronins, Goldwater's, Piper. I understand why, but guess what? You got a big body count. You got a lot of collateral damage of innocent people. Why should all my fellow Epstein victims, whether they're victims of Epstein's, Maxwell's, or Alan Dershowitz, or their partners, whoever victimized them and murdered their kids, why should we be the only ones, and their lawyers, why should we be the only ones living in terror? No, let Epstein's, and I'm going after the head of the snake. The Goldwaters and Weinbergers are the head of the snake. I know Epstein and Maxwell weren't the head of the snake. It's the Goldwaters and the Weinbergers. The only buildings named after Trump are the ones he built, and he put his name on it. Go out to Arizona and see how many monuments are built to the Goldwaters. And Peggy Goldwater, a.k.a. Virginia G. Piper, married John McCain. That was her first husband. She had kids with him. So the McCain dynasty and the Goldwater dynasty are tied. And John McCain and his father were top military people, as are the Goldwaters, and Barry Goldwater were top military people. When Barry Goldwater died, John McCain inherited his seat. I'm going after the head of the snake. And they were part of the Reagan administration, all that Iran-Contra shit, and that was Caspar Weinberger was the Secretary of Defense, and Richard Nixon's Health and Welfare Secretary. I don't give a shit if these motherfuckers can't sleep at night because they don't know who's going to snitch them out. Because they don't want my parents to kill them, because they know my parents are so vain and so angry as autistic savants who never got credit, never got opportunity, and they will do anything to avoid being famous child abusers, including kill me just to shut me up instead of just stop being trauma-bonded shitheads and help me and act like prodigious parents, and then they could be known as prodigies, just like me. No autistic savant can achieve a prodigy status without their parents. Your parents have to play a huge role in your formative years in order for you to be able to break the cycle, get out of the bad habits, and do something prodigious. So they know my parents will absolutely, they already know my parents already have a huge body count. And that body count was people who molested me and blamed it on them. Now, they didn't like killing them because they were too busy sympathizing with them, because they're adult children alcoholics. They always sympathize with the abuser, not the abused. But the point is, they've got several already, and all those abusers, all those people are buried next to their murder victims, their own murder victims. So they know my parents will absolutely come after them, especially if I give my parents a walk. And I can do that. I can't give them a walk on anything they've done lately, but I can give them a walk on shit they did back in the 70s and 80s, which is a hell of a lot worse than anything you've got them on now. And my parents know I keep my word. That's why you ain't got the video yet. That's why it still belongs to me and my AA team. And we can do anything we want to as a bunch of lawyers and federal investigators and other licensed professionals to keep ourselves safe.